Did anybody ever tell you that they thought the shop was haunted? Oh yeah. Well, of course, being security officers, I'm afraid we used to play on that. But there were a couple of incidents. I mean, one night in particular, we were sitting in our office on the mezzanine floor, and we heard a bang on the floor above us. And we sort of shot out the office to see what it was, and we heard footsteps coming down the steps, going down the steps past where we were. Nobody there. And we went up to where this bang was, and there was two sets of curtains that had come off a rack, and they were on top of each other on the floor. So we followed the sound of the steps all the way down to the basement, and then we stood there. And there's always a noise in the store. No matter what, there's always some noise of something. But it was very, very quiet that night, and we were standing there, and then all of a sudden there was an almighty great bang from the middle of this particular floor. And one of the guys put the lights on, and sitting on the floor in front of where we were standing was two sets of shower curtains, one on top of the other, and footsteps going off in the other direction, and there was nobody there. And we just all looked at each other and went, "Oh my God!" And one of the lads one night, we had a switch room, which was where all the telephone exchange was, and we had one of the old plug-in telephone exchanges. Yeah, we had one of them. That was on the thing, and he was in there, and he came down and he said, "Which one of you were upstairs in the switch room?" "Well, none of us." "Why? We've all been sitting down here." And he was sat in the switch room, and he said the door opened at the end of the corridor. The footsteps came down the corridor. He opened the door, and he said, and as he opened the door, he had his hand on the handle, and somebody went and carried on going, and he thought it was one of us. We said, "What, us?" And and we said, "Well, yes, it could well be haunted." But we used to play on it. We used to play on it with the other lads.